Good morning, third grade. We are now going to start working on preparation for the PSSA test. I want to do my best to not make these videos too long-winded, but at the same time, I want to make sure that you know what's going on. Our focus today is going to be on point of view. Now, point of view can mean several different things. The way we're going to focus our attention today is on two different types of point of view. First person point of view and third person point of view. First person simply means that the person telling the story is there. Third person point of view is someone outside of the story letting you know what happened. What you'll notice is I have some things circled here, and they're mainly the pronouns such as I. When you see the word I used, oftentimes it indicates that this would be first person point of view. So there are a couple things on the left-hand side that I want to share with you. It says the reading guide here is you want to look for words such as I or he that signal the point of view. You want to circle the signal words you find. From what point of view is this passage told? I'm going to tell you right now it's first person. And who are the other characters in the story? Underline each one. You'll notice that I underlined Lewis because Lewis is the other character in the story. I'm going to read the first two paragraphs for you and then stop. This morning started off badly. I ripped over my younger brother's skateboard. I tripped, my circle was blocking me there. I tripped over my younger brother's skateboard. Lewis had left it in the middle of the room we share. He does that all the time and makes me so mad. My parents never make him clean up his side of the room. I wish we lived in a bigger apartment or in a house so I could have my own room. I want you to notice how I underlined Lewis and parents because they are other characters in the story. But I also want you to notice that I circled the pronoun I, indicating that this person is telling you what happened. First person point of view. As I sat down at the breakfast table, I could hardly look at Lewis. When I had tripped, I had fallen and hurt my elbow. I had screamed really loudly, but my brother didn't hear me. He'd been in the hallway outside our apartment, getting his boots, which he'd left there to dry. Okay? So instead of me continuing here, I want to stop for a second and just remind you, we're focusing on point of view. In particular, first person point of view, it's being told by this narrator what happened to him. I'm going to stop there for a second and flip to the next page. And you will notice that I wrote lots of I. What pronouns do you notice as you read the passage? How do pronouns help you figure out the point of view? Once again, when you see the word I all the time, we're noticing that it's probably going to be first person. And typically with this PSSA prep, the first couple pages I will kind of do with you, and then the last couple pages you're going to do on your own. It says, answer the following questions about the passage. Who is telling the story? Well, it is the narrator, okay? We don't know what his name or her name is, but we know that it's first person point of view because it keeps referring to I. At the bottom, there's a little hint for you. Here's what it says. Think it through. To figure out who's telling the story, I start by looking for my pronouns. In the first paragraph, I see the pronoun I and my that signal a first person point of view. This helps me figure out that the person telling the story is one of the characters in the story. Since the character talks about my brother and my parents, I can figure out that the narrator is telling the story. So going back to our answer, letter D is the narrator. I'll flip to the last page and we'll stop. How would the story be different with a third-person narrator? Give examples from the passage. Now, the thinking it through, you can read that on your own, but let me just kind of give you my perspective on this. In a first-person point of view, we have the feelings and inner thoughts of the narrator. For example, the narrator says, his response made me even more angry. This is the narrator's inner feelings. If it was the third-person point of view, we probably wouldn't know the inner feelings of the narrator. Okay? What I would like you to do is continue working on this facet of reading, which is focusing on point of view. Our specific focus here is on first-person point of view. You should be able to go through the next couple pages on your own, but if you get stuck, let me know. And I will talk to you again when we get into our next section of PSSA prep. We'll see you again soon.